Hey everyone, it's Sam with Wrestling Overtime with your WWE NXT Raves and Rants review for May 20th, 2020. And I have to tell you, I love when NXT starts their show with Karrion Kross. I cannot tell you how much I am enjoying him. I had heard of him, and when I heard that he was a free agent, looked up some of his matches on YouTube and was really impressed with this guy. But what he is doing in NXT is unreal. I love his character. I love the faces that he makes. I love his entrance with Scarlett. I wish we would get to see Scarlett Bordeaux actually wrestle, but I am loving this. I can't wait to see him take on a major star. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he needs to go straight up to the main roster. He doesn't even need NXT. Well, I think we need to really look at it as NXT is not the developmental league anymore. It is not the minor leagues. He's got a lot of people down there, from Keith Lee to Tommaso Ciampa to Finn Balor to Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream. I mean, he's got a lot of people down there that he can wrestle and put on a show with. And so I am looking forward to when they actually give him a good program that's going to last a little while. This match is almost not even worth mentioning, though, and that's the reason why I'm not talking a lot about it. It was versus Liam Gray, and it was extremely quick. He locked on the cross jacket, and Gray submitted in probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It's not even worth talking about. But Tommaso Ciampa's music hit, and he says, as he's walking out, "This is my home." And I believe that when he says that. Ciampa has decided to make NXT his home. He has turned down being moved to the other shows. He wants to stay in NXT. He likes their schedule. He likes how they treat him. And so I truly believe him when he says that. He says that he understands that attacking him was to prove a point, and he can respect that. And that is something that a veteran can understand. You know, Karrion Kross is a new figure to NXT, and you know what they say when you go to prison, that you should walk up to the biggest, baddest person and punch him right in the nose, knowing that you're gonna get kicked, but to show everybody else that you're not afraid. Well, that's kind of what Karrion Kross did. And Thomas says that Kross is special with his aura and his entrance. And as he climbs up on the apron, Scarlett goes over and actually holds the rope for Ciampa to get in the ring. And Ciampa stares at Karrion Kross for a minute, and then he challenges him to a match at TakeOver in your house on June 7th. And then he very slowly backs up and leaves. As we get to see this weirdly demonic, evil look, laugh, smirk take over Karrion Kross's face. And so I'm definitely looking forward to June 7th and to see what these two guys can do when they actually come together. Then we get the first of a semifinal of the interim cruiserweight tournament. It's Phantasma versus Akira Tozawa. This ended up being a good match, but I just can't get into it. I was not interested. And WWE, if you're listening, or if anyone is listening that can get in contact with the WWE, please tell them I can't get into this because it is extremely hard. When Akira Tozawa goes up to the main roster, he goes to Raw or he goes to SmackDown, and he gets beat so bad in 2 minutes, it's hard for me to believe that he's vying for a championship in NXT, and you, WWE, are telling me that NXT is just another brand. Really? Then why is Tozawa not getting his butt kicked in 2 minutes on NXT? Why is he vying for a championship? That's my whole kicker with this whole thing, and I can't get interested in it. I don't believe in either one. I don't think either one is a champion. And so when Phantasma hit the Phantom Driver for the win, I was just like, yay. Now hurry up and get off the screen. Let's move on. Because I would rather see Timothy Thatcher's promo than that match. Now, I know a lot of you really get into the cruiserweights and you're into this tournament. I'm not. I want Prince Devlin to come back and come over and, take back his title and be done with it. But, like I said, we get a Timothy Thatcher promo next, and he says that he really enjoyed beating up Matt Riddle. Well, let me tell you, I really enjoyed watching him beat up Matt Riddle. I think it's about time that someone took it to Riddle, and Timothy Thatcher seems like, a great guy to do that. So Thatcher says that he would like another match to beat him up again. And this time he wants the match to be where you can only win if you knock out your opponent or you tap out your opponent. And he says that Riddle can pick the location. And he's pretty cocky and self-assured doing it, and that is fine with me. I want him to be very confident when he takes on Matt Riddle because I want him to beat him again. So we'll see how this turns out. Then we get Shotzi Blackheart. Now, they put her in a video package, and I'm not real sure that I understand this video package because she's on a tank while talking about her feud with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Yes, you heard me right. She's on a tank. Now, I don't know if that has to do, because she ends up shooting the tank. I'm not sure if that has something to do with her name being Shotzi. I don't know if she thinks she's a soldier. I am not real sure whether she thinks she herself is a tank. I didn't get it. If you guys got that and you understand this promo, please write me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com and explain it to me, because this I did not get. Because after she talks about her feud, then she basically calls out Chelsea Green and Candice LeRae. Well, Shotzi, honey, hate to break the news to you. Candice LeRae, with her new attitude, with her husband, Johnny Gargano, not real sure that that's who I want to be calling out right now. And if you want your butt kicked, then you call her out, because I'm pretty sure that she'll give it right to you. Just didn't think that was a wise move mentioning any of those four ladies, but, Shotzi called her shot, and let's see where it goes. We end up next getting Mia Yim versus Santana Garrett. Now, this was a pretty quick and easy match for Mia Yim. I don't know what it is. I think I have it figured out that I can't take Santana Garrett serious at all, because I watched WOW, Women of Wrestling, WOW. Jeannie Buss, the Lakers owner, owns that promotion, and they show it. And I first saw Santana Garrett on that show on WOW. And her name is actually Santana Garrett on there, and she plays kind of a flaky character, and I just can't buy her now in NXT. She doesn't seem real to me. And Mia Yim comes across real and hard and more powerful than Santana Garrett. So there was at no point did I think that Santana Garrett was ever going to come back in this match. So Mia Yim hit the protect your neck for the win, and right after that, just kind of rolled out of the ring and went on up to continue being kind of the badass that she is. And so I'm looking forward to seeing, what they end up doing with her. After commercial, they come back to Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae coming out to complain, I guess, is the word that I'm wanting to use, about Mia Yim getting all of the opportunities and wasting them. Gargano says that people need to learn about wasting opportunities in their NXT. Because remember, in their dining video that Gargano and LeRae did, they have decided NXT is theirs now, and that they run it, and everything goes through them, basically. So I guess they have decided that they're going to punish Mia Yim. So as Gargano gets up and tries to get into the ring, Yim hits him, and LeRae jumps her from behind. Keith Lee comes running down to help Yim, and Gargano and LeRae quickly leave. And I'm going to be real upfront with you guys. I like this. I like Keith Lee coming down to help her out. And I like Keith Lee coming after Gargano. I think that feud really could make or break Keith Lee if he can play the babyface role well and get the fans behind him. I think he has all the makings of a superstar. But we want him to be this babyface teddy bear type character. And I'm hoping that he can pull that off. Then we get a Cameron Grimes promo. Now, I want to pull out my hair and say, why? Why? Are we getting Cameron Grimes on my TV? Why do I have to see him? And why is he so gross? He looks like a hilljack, and I understand that that's his character, but can someone shape his beard and his hair for him, and please, will someone trim his chest hair, or how about just shave it? 'Cause he is gross. I don't want him on my TV. And it is not good heel heat. It is go away, get off my TV heat. Please, you are gross. But he wants to brag about beating Finn Balor last week. And, I noticed that he did not mention that Damian Priest come out there and hit Balor in the knee with a lead pipe, and that is the only reason why he even had a chance against Finn Balor. But I don't even know why we cut this promo, why we wasted film and time to do that. NXT, please, do not do that anymore. Just turn him into a jobber. Or better yet, send him on his way unless you're going to fix him. And then we get Drake Maverick's promo where he is honest and says that his match against Kushida is going to be difficult. But right now, all he needs to concentrate on is winning and moving on and trying to continue in the tournament. Then we get what I think is one of the more interesting matches of the night. We get Roderick Strong versus Dexter Lumis. Gonna be real honest with you, I'd never seen Dexter Lumis until he came out from under the ring during the Adam Cole Velveteen Dream match. Did not realize that he was affiliated in any way with Velveteen Dream. I was excited that he did come out and he stopped Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish from interfering in that match. Thought it was funny last week, that Undisputed Era basically nominated Roderick Strong to take care of this problem, even though Roderick Strong really didn't want to. Now, after, watching this match and watching how he behaves, I really enjoy his character. I like Dexter Lumis. I like how he's portraying himself as a little off, a little crazy, maybe a little psychopathic. And I think he's got a different sort of character than what we're normally seeing in WWE. And I'm enjoying that. Strong all match kept trying to surprise him or get a hold of him from behind. It just didn't work. Lumis didn't fall for it. He doesn't scare easy. He basically just stood there. Strong shoved him into the steel steps and then did a backbreaker on him. But Lumis almost acted like he liked the pain and that he was okay with it. Now, I don't know what has happened probably since Christmas, so maybe 6 months. But Roderick Strong right now looks old. He looks old and slow to me. And I don't think it had anything to do with Dexter Lumis. I have thought that probably for a while now, and just I haven't thought to mention it. I jotted it down in my notes this week. He does. He just looks old. So I don't know whether he needs to freshen up some. He needs to get in the sun. I don't know whether he needs to work out, or he needs to eat less or more, or he needs to work out less or more. I don't know what it is, but he just has to change his look up a little bit. I liked how they had Dexter Lumis stare at Strong, and Strong acted like it scared him. And Strong tried to roll Lumis up pretty quick after Lumis hit the spine buster. And I thought Lumis would kick out of it, but he didn't. So Strong won off of kind of a fluke. He hits the spine buster, tries to roll up Strong, and Strong kind of reverses it. And that leaves me with wanting more, especially since right after that, Dexter Lumis gets him in, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Katada Gaami. Marillo doesn't always pronounce things where I can get them, but he locks that in, and Adam Cole and Bobby Fish have to come out and try to save him. And when they do, Velveteen Dream comes running out and hits the Purple Rainmaker on Adam Cole. Now, it was really interesting and a little weird because Roderick Strong got put out, and Dexter Lumis is sitting there stroking and petting his hair and his head, and Velveteen Dream is behind him posing as they go to commercial. But you saw Dexter Lumis kind of staring off into space, petting Roderick Strong. And it was just weird. It gave you a creepy feeling, and I think that's why I like this character. It's different. And I enjoy that WWE is allowing him to pursue that. Then we get another quick match. I mean, NXT has given us quick ones tonight. We get Lorcan and Birch versus Everrise. And Lorcan, I don't know, it was probably 2 minutes. Got the Boston Crab locked on and forced a tap. It may have been less than 2 minutes. It seemed like their entrances took longer than the match. But right after that, we got a Keith Lee promo. And I enjoy Keith Lee and him cutting promos, because he immediately says, hey, I can't believe Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano filmed themselves eating dinner. Who does that? Who films themselves eating dinner? And I kind of chuckled. I was like, way to go, Keith Lee, calling them out like that. And then he says, that he can't believe they jumped Miriam, and he challenges Johnny Wrestling to a match at TakeOver. And like I said, I am interested in this. I'm kind of excited in this program. Then they go to Matt Riddle, and he accepts Timothy Thatcher's challenge and says he chooses the location. And so he's going to choose where they both are comfortable, and it's going to be in a cage. how I feel about that. I like the idea of it being in a cage with both of them being cage fighters, but I really wish that both of them would have tried to stretch themselves. But I don't know. It may turn out to be the best cage match I've ever seen. I don't know. I'm gonna hold back on that one and tell you a little bit about it when I see it next week. Then we get Kushida versus Drake Maverick for the interim Cruiserweight Tournament semifinals. And again, I'm not into this match. I can't get into Drake Maverick trying to save his job. Number one, I don't think he's going to save his job. But number two, I don't really care if he saves his job. He's not someone I ever connected with. I didn't watch NXT when he was in NXT. Then when he became the manager, instead of Paul Ellering for AOP, I really thought that was stupid. And I never believed him as the manager. And then when he became the comedy act and peed his pants and all of that, I felt like WWE not only ruined him, but they ruined AOP. And I hated that. So I've never gotten into him, so I don't really care if he saves his job. I didn't understand Jake Atlas being out there and rooting for Drake Maverick. The whole thing just kind of seemed weird. And so I'll just be real honest with you. I was halfway watching it. It's just not something that interested me. I was kind of excited that Kushida got Drake Maverick into the hoverboard lock, but then Drake Maverick rolled up Kushida for the pin. Because, as Morrow explained, that made them all tied. And so then I started paying attention because I thought, well, what are they going to do? So we see Byron Saxton announce that he talked to William Regal and he scheduled a triple threat match with Jake Atlas, Drake Maverick, and Kushida. And the winner of it will advance to the finals to take on Phantasma. And I was like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever, still not interested, and kind of checked out. We get a Damian Priest promo where he says Finn Balor has a target on his back and that he's going to beat him before being a champion. So, TakeOver is where Finn Balor made his name. So, he wants to take on Balor at TakeOver, and he's going to make his name on Finn Balor, and his name will live forever. Now, they did an awesome graphic right after that, right after he said that, with his name being lit up in fire behind him as his entrance graphic. But it was cool how it started and you didn't know that that was actually going to happen. That was pretty cool. That is probably the best promo that I've seen Damian Priest cut. It really had some feeling to it and was a little bit believable. Do I think he's going to beat Finn Balor? No, I sure hope not. I don't think he's ready, and I think Finn Balor came back to find himself, to find his passion, to be a superstar in NXT, to get his marriage obviously on stable ground with him just getting married and coming back from his honeymoon. And I don't want Damian Priest to make him out to be a loser right off the bat. So I hope they let Finn Balor win and maybe continue this program. Then we get the main event, which is Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. I don't really understand this one either. I don't understand where all of this is going and what is happening. So I want to take, a couple minutes and talk about it. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes and saying, Sam, we don't want to hear your thoughts on this. Well, okay. I'm sorry you're going to. Because I don't. I need to, talk this out with you, and maybe you can help me figure it out. I don't really understand why Charlotte Flair is on every WWE show known to man. I don't know why she's on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, plus anything that they have on the network. Is she the NXT champion? And if she is, then maybe she should stay there. I don't understand, and they haven't explained where Rhea Ripley has been since WrestleMania. I don't care what reason they give me. I just want them to give me a reason. Has Charlotte moved on past Rhea Ripley because she hasn't been there to Io Shirai? And if she has, okay, let's have a program. If she hasn't, and Charlotte is still messing around with Rhea Ripley, then okay, let's have a program, let's go. I'm not getting into this triangle because I don't understand what the three of them have to do with each other. And I almost get the feeling that NXT is trying to make Ripley into a babyface. And I definitely don't like that. I want her being her punk, rock, hard, cocky, smart aleck self. I want the dark makeup. I don't want the natural look. And it just seems like they're trying to turn her into a babyface, and I don't think that's where she needs to be. And I don't understand why she's even bothering with Io Shirai. This turned out to be a pretty good match. I mean, I like both of them. I like their chemistry together. But I don't really feel like they're fighting for anything. This wasn't a match on to see who could take on Charlotte Flair. This wasn't a grudge match. Yes, last week, Io Shirai was yelling at Rhea Ripley, and they went outside and they brawled a little bit. But I don't believe that was enough to warrant a match. No one really explained to me why they're even messing with each other. Why not go after Charlotte Flair? So I couldn't get into it. So about, 2/3 of the way through, Charlotte Flair, of course, comes out. There seemed to be a botch that happened. I think Io Shirai did not throw Rhea Ripley hard enough on her Hurricanrana that she did so that Ripley could actually get into Charlotte Flair to knock her down. Instead, she kind of did a halfway hurricanrana, which meant Ripley ended up having to take 2 or 3 steps to actually run into Charlotte Flair. And it looked bad. Like I said, it looked like a botch. It looked like Rhea Ripley didn't know what she was doing. And then they got back into having their match, and Charlotte ended up interfering by hitting Io Shirai with her kick that she does. And of course she was wearing her high heel boots. And then she hit Rhea Ripley with a spear. And as the show goes off the air, Rhea Ripley is down, Io Shirai is down. So again, I asked, what was the point? What was the point in the match? What was the point in Charlotte interfering? What's the point in trying to make Charlotte seem like she's all big and bad in NXT, but having her lose on Raw and SmackDown? It's not making sense. There's a continuing flaw in this, and I am having problems believing it and following it. So like always, you guys gotta help me and write to me at wrestlingovertime@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter or Facebook, my Facebook page on Wrestling Overtime. Kind of explain this to me, if any of you guys can figure it out. And don't give me the thing that I already know. I already know that she's Vince's favorite. So that doesn't help me any. I know that. But I do want to kind of understand this storyline, and I don't know how I'm going to. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this and hopefully help me out. And make sure that you guys subscribe so that you get all the latest episodes, news, and updates. And make sure that you check out our Wrestling Overtime Facebook page for all the latest articles and live features that are on there. And just know that I am working overtime to give you what you want. I will talk to you guys soon.